Three notes over 4 bars. 1 and 2 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and bam.
Yeah.
And actually, you just listen. I realize you just listen for the 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and you're okay. So there's 5 notes over 4 bars right now. First you have to count 5 notes over 4 beats, and then count that group of 5 in groups of 4. Like da di ge na ga, da di ge na ga. So I could feel the, right after ge, I could feel the downbeat of the da di ke na ga, da di ke na ga, da di ke na ga. 5s over 2 beats to get 10 subdivisions per bar. That's 40 beats total, or 40 subdivisions over the 4 bars. And then instead of doing 4 groups of 10, you would do 5 groups of 8. So in other words, so da di ke na ga, 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 da ga di mi da ga juno, 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 da ga di mi da ga juno da. So when it comes to 3 notes over 2 bars, you would have to go count 1 E and 1 and over 2 beats, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then divide that into a 16th count. 1 and 2 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 5 over 3 bars. 5s over 2 beats, so that's a total of 10 subdivisions per bar, or 30 subdivisions for over the 3 bars, like this. Ta di ke naka, ta di ke naka, ta di ke naka, ta di ke naka. And now you have to divide the 30 into 6. I mean groups of 6, 5 groups of 6. So it would be like instead of 1 kataka demi, 2 kataka demi, 3 kataka demi, 4 kataka demi, 5 kataka demi da. One more. I would practice it until I didn't rush it. Alternatively, you could do 5s over 3 beats, like this. Ta di ke naka, ta di ke naka, ta di ke naka, ta di ke naka da.
I mean, it's going to give you 20 partials. Phrasing over 3 beats occurs 4 times within 3 bars.
Okay.
And so within each of those 4 groups, we're going to have 5 notes.
Okay.
And that's going to give us 20.
Right.
And then the way we get 5 out of that is instead of counting those as 5s, we're going to count those as 4s.
Okay, perfect. So let me see if I can do that. So here's da di ke na ga. Wait, hang on. Ta di ke naka, ta di ke naka, ta di ke naka, ta di ke naka, taka dimi, taka dimi, taka dimi, taka dimi, taka dimi da. So now we're on 7 notes over 4 bars. I use takida takadimi. So if you do that over 2 beats, it sounds like this. Takida takadimi, takida takadimi, takida takadimi, takida takadimi, ta. That gives you a total of 56 subdivisions for the 4 bars, and you have to divide that by 8 in order to get 7 notes that you want for the bar, which means takida takadimi, takida takadimi, takadimi, takajuno, takadimi, takajuno, takadimi, takajuno, like that. So I'm going to try it right now. Takida takadimi, takida takadimi, takida takadimi, takida takadimi, takadimi, takajuno, 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 ta. Alright, so this is 9 over, continuing with the table of time, we're at line 114 on the spreadsheet. This is 9 notes over 4 bars. It's going to be just faster than half notes, but to get there, you're going to want to access 36 subdivisions over the 4 bars, which is obviously 9 subdivisions per bar. And then, so that's the first step, is just to be able to hear and say, like takadimi tadike naka, per each bar. Notice that the halfway point, if you're tapping on 1 and 3, the halfway point will be between the ta and d when you say tadike naka, like this. Takadimi tadike naka, takadimi tadike naka, takadimi tadike naka. Once you have that established, then you simply say takadimi 9 times, and that covers the 4 beats. So now let's see, 8th notes, just for reference, so you don't rush. Taka, 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 taka. So it's going to be just faster than that. The 3rd bar begins exactly halfway through the takadimi. In other words, takadimi, 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 takadimi. That's bar 3. So that could be helpful to just help line up. For example, when you go back to 4/4 and you try this again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and takadimi tadike naka, takadimi tadike takadimi tadike naka, takadimi tadike naka, takadimi 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 ta. So now that I can see it visualized, I can. Then from there, all you do is say the tas. So it would be 3, 4. Takadimi tadike naka, takadimi tadike naka, tak, tak, tak. I'm rushing. Tak, tak, tak. No. Tak, 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 tak. I'm rushing. Now I can see. Now I can see why I'm getting. Ta, 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 ta. That was almost right.
Yeah. That was in the ballpark.
So practice that. Use the spreadsheet, the visual. And then moving on to 7 notes over 3 bars. You basically divide each bar into 7, which gives you a total of 21 subdivisions over the 4 bars. And then you divide the 21 by 3. So in other words, if you could say takita takadimi, like let me get it right, 3, 4. Also notice, according to the PDF that I drew, according to the PDF, where everything lines up. So that'll keep you from rushing. Again, takita takadimi, takita takadimi, takita 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 ta. Like that, and then just say, leave out the itas, and you got ta, 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 ta. That was it right there. Next is 5, line 116, 5 notes over 2 bars. All right, so 5 notes over 2 bars is not that hard. First, you subdivide 1 bar into 5. Notice that between D and G, is the halfway point of the bar, like da di ke na ka da di ke na ka, like da di ke na ka da di ke na ka. That little sound I'm making is the halfway point. Once you got that, you divide everything into ta ka like this. Da di ke na ka da di ke na ka da ka da ka da ka da ka da ka da 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 da, like that, and that's 5. This 2 notes over 3 beats. When you divide each beat into taka for a total of 6, and then you divide that 6 into 2 groups of 3. In other words, taka 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 taki ta 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 ta. It takes 3 bars to resolve. In other words, da 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 da. Continuing with the table of time, we left off at half note triplets, line 118. It's 3 notes over 1 bar, so you divide each of the beats into 3, and you have 4 groups of 3, like taki da taki da taki da taki da da. And then you're going to change that to 3 groups of 4, taka dimi taka dimi taka dimi da 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 da. When you get to 5 notes, so this is line 119, 5 notes over 6 beats. This is the game you were doing, Dennis, with the blue sticky notes. But since it's at 90 instead of 50 or 60 like you were doing back then, it's too fast to say it like like it would be it's not that nice to go like that. And so what you do is you do 5s over 2 beats, and that is a total of 15 within the 1 bar, and then you divide that by 3 and you get to 5. In other words, taki ke naka taki ke naka taki ke naka taki ta taki ta taki ta taki ta taki ta 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 ta. When it comes to line 120, 7 notes over 2 bars, you can put 7 notes over 1 bar twice for a total of 14, and then divide that by divide those by 2. So it might sound. Now there's another way to do it, so don't get too involved in this, Dennis, right this second. But the first way to do it is as I just described, which I'll roughly do right now. It'll be taki ta tak, or like taki ta taka dimi taki ta taka dim taki ta taka dimi taki ta taka dimi taki ta taka dimi taka 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 ta. And you would have to divide it like that. That was a poor execution, but that would be the method. Now what I think is going to be an easier method is you do 7s over 2 beats 4 times, that's 28, and then you divide that by 4, namely like this. Takita takadimi, takita takadimi, takita takadimi, takita takadimi, 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 ta. Or I left up the last one. Takadimi, 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 ta. Ta, 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 ta. Alright, now we're at 122, 9 over 2 bars. In order to get at this, you have to be comfortable with half note triplets, and then subdividing that, each of those, into 3. Hence you have 9 beats over 4, 9 notes over 4 beats, which would sound like this. First you divide each one into 3, takita, 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 then divide that into 4, like takadimi, 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 ta, 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 taki, ta, taki, ta, taki, ta, taki, ta, taki, ta, taki. Now from there you have 9 notes in a bar, you divide each of those into 2, which is over 2 bars will be 9 notes. So like this, taki da taki da taki da taka 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 da, and then you take out the ka, and you got da 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 da. 4 notes over 3 beats is when you have 4 notes over 3 beats would be you divide each of the 3 into 4, you get a total of 12, like takadimi 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 ta, and then you divide the 12 by 3 and you get 4. So takadimi 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 takita 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 ta 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 ta. 3 notes over 2 beats is quarter note triplets, and you just divide each beat into 3, and then you have 6, and then divide that by 2, and now you have 3. So takita 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 taka 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 ta 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 ta. When it comes to 5 notes over 3 beats, you would have to divide each beat into 5. So let me do that again. You have a total of 15, and then you divide that by 3, and you have 5. So and then also what'll help is notice the landmarks. Reference my my PDF. The second beat is going to come right before ge, and the third beat comes right after na, like di ke na ka ta di ke na ka ta di ke na ka ta. All right, and then line 127, 9 over 1 bar goes back to half note triplets. So takita 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 takadimi 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 ta 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 takita 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 ta, and that's how you do it. Moving on to line 128, 7 over 3 beats. Regarding 7 notes over 3 beats, it's a bit too fast to say to break each beat into 7. Like if you went, that'd be too fast to say. So it's a little impractical. So instead, we're just gonna say 7 over 3 beats, and notice that the second beat comes right after takida, and the third beat comes right before di, as is in di mi. So takida takadimi takida takadimi ta. When it comes to 5 over 2 beats, it is a bit fast to break those 5s down. I mean, each of those beats into 5s for a total of 10. It would be so that may be a bit much, but simply noting that when you say it correctly, the click falls in between the ge and the na, like da di ke naka, da di ke naka, da di ke click naka, da di ke click naka, like that. 8th note triplets is 3 notes per beat, so takita 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 ta. So you have 12 notes in a bar. Next is 7 notes over 2 beats. So with 7 over 2 beats, it's too quick to divide. This tempo, at least, is too quick to divide each into 7. You would have to go like, it's too fast to even try. And so in the end, we'll just note that when we say takida takadimi over the two beats, the second click will come right between ta and ka, like this. Takida takadimi takida takadimi takida takadimi ta. So let me just summarize. When you're doing 9 over 2 beats, it's too fast to say each one over 2 to subdivide each beat in 9. So you just note that in between the middle key and the of taquita, there's 3 taquitas, and in between the middle of those is the second beat, like taquita, 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 da. The way to get there, if you're not sure, is you do half note triplets. Taquita, 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 taquita. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, taquita, 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 and that's your 9. Quintuplets is sextuplets. Taquita, taquidemi, taquita, taquidemi, taquita. Taquita, taquidemi, taquita, taquidemi, taquita, taquidemi, da. Taquita, taquidemi, taquita, taquidemi, taquita, taquidemi, taquita, taquidemi, da. And then septuplets. Taquita, taquidemi, taquita, taquidemi, taquita, taquidemi, taquita, taquidemi, da. And then 30-second notes. Taquidemi, 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 da. And then 9 notes per beat. Would be like taquita, 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 da.